Today, many companies are faced with trends like consumerization and bring your own device. What are the impacts for IT security?
Well, the impact of ByoD comes due to the fact that you have a private device, which may be your own device, privately owned, where you mix up company data with your own data. So if this device gets lost, or if an application has access to your data, for instance your address book or your calendar, then the application might have access to your private data and to the company data. So at the end of the day, this means that a third-party application has access to company data, and this simply poses a risk for administrators in companies who want to maintain the control over the data. So it's simply a matter of losing control over the data because you can't control the device that this data is transferred on.
What are the most important challenges to protect mobile devices and mobile data?
Well, if you talk about challenges, it's mainly two things. The first thing is you need to be aware which device contains which part of your confidential or company data. So there needs to be some kind of, let's say, central inventory of all the devices which in some way work with company data. That's the first thing. The second thing is you might want to control where these devices get their applications from. Because the main risk in today's environment is getting malicious applications or getting applications which might compromise your data. So it's a good advice to really confine the application or the device to the app stores that are kind of clean, where you can kind of trust in.
It looks like Android will be the dominant mobile platform in the future. What are the security problems in terms of this platform?
Well, first of all, Android per se is a very secure operating system with a full separation of running applications. So the only real chance you have to compromise an Android system is by luring the user to install a kind of hacked application. So you take a regular valid application, let's say for instance a game or some kind of productivity app, and you add malicious code to that application. This new bundle is then uploaded to a third-party app store or sent via email. And if the user tries to install this, let's say, game for instance, at least that's what he thinks it is, the application will request some permissions. And the hacked game will require more permissions than the original game, and those additional permissions will allow the application to, for instance, steal your data or transmit your data to third parties, thus compromising the security of your overall smartphone.